Hello and welcome to Throttle Up. Today's car is special, really special. I have always dreamt of owning this car one day because it is amazingly good proposition for your money. You would think, okay, you're talking about a Skoda, right? On top of it, you're talking about a Skoda Superb, right? Yes, I am. It is a mini Audi in every aspect. It is striking, it is luxurious, it is plush, it deserves so many accolades which I think it is actually deprived of. It is loved by the car enthusiasts, it is loved by the business people, it is loved by the executives, and it is also loved by the car reviewers. Plainly put, I'm very excited to review the 2022 Skoda Superb. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the review and see what all does this mini Audi has to offer. The Skoda Superb is only available in two variants, namely Sportline and Lauren and Clement. This one being the Lauren and Clement variant. There is only one engine option available, which is the 2 liter turbo petrol, and only one transmission, which is the automatic. So you don't get any manuals. While the Sportline starts at around 32 lakhs ex showroom, the Lauren Clement, which is this one, costs around 35 lakhs ex showroom. So it is a pricey car definitely, since this is the flagship Skoda sedan being offered in India. And the flagshipness and the premiumness is not just restricted to the car, it also comes in the key fob with this chrome and leather finish, which looks also premium with three buttons for lock, unlock, and the boot release. Now, as for the heart of the car, which is the engine, let me just show you that. I'll open the engine bay. It is really heavy, so heavy that I have to pause the video and then open it. Although my work is still easy because it does come with hydraulic struts and a lot of insulation so as to prevent cabin noise. The cabin noise is so low that you cannot hear the engine at all when you are driving it. It comes with plastic cladding with ventilation for the engine. It looks really nice, really clean, and very well put together, so that's nice. And this 2 liter turbo petrol produces a maximum power of 190 PS and a maximum torque of 320 Newton meters. I like how everything is very neatly arranged. There's some plastic covering near the wipers as well, so as to maybe provide ventilation, or just everything's so neatly arranged. Even when I close the hood, right, everything feels so sturdy. The thing with premium cars is that every interaction feels premium. Every interaction feels that you interacted with something special. Now, as for the front profile, it retains the same design language of the Skoda grills, has black plastic finishing the center, and it's open, but on the top it's closed with glossy plastic, and it's open at the bottom of that grill. Has the slat design with multiple slats going around it. It looks very nice, has the chrome, silver plating, gloss blacks. I love it. It looks shiny, it looks classy, but it is not in your face. It does get the front parking camera as well. It's half closed, half open. I think that's for the design, because if it would have been completely open, a lot of engine would be visible, and that would not add to the design aesthetic. This trapezoidal grill near the air dam, and it's open for ventilation again. It looks sturdy. It's simple matte plastic, no gloss treatment. The fender, the skid plate is body colored. You get front parking sensors, obviously, and now this is the headlight, which actually me drool honestly. It is so good. It is obviously typical Skoda, but it's more than that. Look at these lines which feel illuminated because of the projector. This is the DRL, which is again completely LED. What did you expect? The high beam lamp is obviously not projector, but it is LED. I adore these headlamps. This is the indicator, which is not the same as the DRL. The DRL is still illuminated. It is placed right below the LED. So all in all, just look at it. It is a visual treat to me. It says Skoda crystal lighting right there to remind you those those crystals specifically, which do not illuminate but illuminate because of these projectors and the LED high beam setup. It's so clean, it's so precise, it is so sharp. I love this. Even the usually when you see the fog lamps are round, but then Skoda does it simply better and simply clever by positioning them like the headlamps, so as to give this and enhance the sharper appeal of the front look of the Skoda Superb. It is very nicely designed. I overall love how Skoda does the Superb every single time, and this is something special. This is the alloy wheel, which is diamond cut. It is an 17-incher, you can obviously look at the dual tone aspect of it. I like the floral design of sorts. It says Lauren and Clement, since that is the variant, the top variant of the Skoda Superb, of course. This is the outside rearview mirror, which has a camera because of 360 parking cameras, has a puddle lamp and the LED turn indicator as well. It is obviously finished in body color. You can see the chrome line on the sill which runs across the top as well. But since this is the Superb, the chrome doesn't end there. The chrome also comes at the bottom of the doors, as you can see right there, with this cut, which we usually see in the cars. But in this specifically, it does add to the overall sharper aspect. The reason I'm overemphasizing on the sharp aspect, that all the cuts and creases are there for a reason, because Skoda intends all of its cars to be sharp, and specifically the Skoda Superb. Even look at the antenna, it is done like the older Mercedes cars because it looks non-curvy like the BMW shark fin antenna. So it's really well thought out. You get request sensors on all the four sides, and now I'll show you the side profile of the car, for which I had to use a different car because of the space issues inside the showroom. Now it is really long with a length of 4869 mm and a wheelbase of 2841 mm. It is humongous, it is huge, and that is why it commands its own road presence. I like how the floral designs also come together. Now you would think that floral designs do not go well with the sharper designs, but is it so? Take a moment, pause the video, but don't you think there's a contrast in a good way? Just imagine if it had, say, straighter design of the alloys of Jeep Compass in the 17-inch version, of course. It somehow would have distorted the entire personality of the side profile. This gives a softer and a more elegant appeal instead of a very sharper, straighter SUV kind of like alloy design. So I really like that. Now, coming to the inside again. Now, as I mentioned, that's the request sensor, which is kind of a touch button. It's not a physical button, of course, so that you can not press it. It's just a touch sensor. So now for the rear end, the back profile. First, talking about the exhaust, there is a fake exhaust treatment done in the bottom of the Skoda Superb because those are not the real exhaust. There is a chrome surround running on both the sides end to end so as to give that fake exhaust appeal, but those are not the real exhaust. We'll come to that in just a bit. Now, as for the other bits on the rear, for the features, you get a rear defogger. Obviously, you get a stop lamp, which is housed inside the car. Obviously, you get Skoda badging with huge space between the letters. There is rear parking camera. This is the rear parking sensor. Now, as for the tail lamp, I like this, obviously, but not as much as the headlamp and the front look. Reason, because it feels over designed. You have the chrome, you have the obviously the red stop lamp bits. You get these three elements which coherently all in all look good. Superb badging right there, that's the reflector. Those are the fake exhausts which I just mentioned a few seconds ago. Remind me of the Audi A8L kind of design, but those are the real exhausts. These are not. The real exhausts are down below in the underbody, one on the left side and one on the right side. So you do get two exhausts, which is nice, but those are not in those fancy designs with the chrome surrounds. Now you get a hands-free tailgate, so that's nice. Obviously, the rear windshield goes up, typical Skoda Superb, and it looks really differently, really intriguing. That's the button to close the tailgate. It is really high up. You'll have to actually reach out for that if you are of a shorter height. Now it is huge. The boot space is humongous. It will not end. You can store two dead bodies here. Now those are the hooks. This is the torch, which I don't. There should be a torch. It's kind of missing. Now this is some space where some stuff is stored. Maybe the jack equipment. Those are two hooks on both the sides, so you get four hooks. There's a 12-volt socket, hooks again, and this is the space to keep your first aid kit because it's empty. And there's also a rope or a holder to actually keep your place in stuff if you want to store something. There's also an access from the back seat to the boot itself, so that's really nice. There's also a mesh with the parcel tray. Now I'll close the tailgate and it goes really smoothly and way more softly than how it went up. The boot space in totality is a 625 liters, which is huge. Now let's open the back door of the car and see what the car has to offer on the interiors. With the very first interaction that I had with this car, the touch and the feel while opening, while closing the doors, while touching this premium piano black with the faux leather on the black, with this chrome garnished plastic handles, these completely finished in leather door pads. It is amazing. It blows my freaking mind to see how soft Everything is. You also get a light when you open the door. This is finished in Alcantara sort of material, very soft, very plush. You also get a manual rear blind. I'm amazed by the quality. I love this. I absolutely love this. It just shows why it's named Superb and why it is a Czechoslovakian car, a European car. It actually delivers on that front. Now, this is the dashboard that you get while you're seated in the back seat. Maybe your chauffeur is driving, maybe you are driving. This is the experience that you get. Even by the photo, if even if I just stop talking, just look at how calm and plush and luxurious this feels. Everything. I'm obviously in the car, so I can feel it. But just look at the imagery. Everything is so just so simple. It's so simple yet so significant. I really love it. You also get these extenders to have an extra thigh support. It's really well thought out. The seats are amazingly comfortable. You get a lot of headroom, which I was not expecting honestly, given the panoramic sunroof and everything. You get the middle headrest as well. You get a very good recline angle. I'll have to check if I can recline that further or not, but just look at the bolstering and look at the cushioning, the design. It is everything has straight lines, everything is just flows. The plastic, the sturdy plastic quality on these cup holders, I like the how can you can cover it so that it doesn't look messy. Just like we do have the open cup holders in the armrest, you can close it. You can also store a pen there. This is how you can open this armrest so as to have access for the boots if you want to on the go just have pull out a cold drink bottle or a chips packet while on the long drive. You don't have to stop the car and you can just shove everything in the rear. So I really like that. You obviously get ambient lighting on the door pads, the piano black finishes. This is the AC vent. You get dual zone conditioning, air conditioning. This is the 12-volt socket again with some space, I think, to keep. I don't know if a phone will fit in there, but everything is very sturdy. Everything feels very premium, obviously, like it should. There is a huge hump in the between, so that's kind of a letdown. You get very soft buttons for the cabin lamp. Even the lamp just softly illuminates and then softly dims. The grab handles softly come down and then softly go up. Everything is soft, everything is plush. Obviously, you have spent 30, 40, almost 40 lakh rupees on this car, so you deserve that. There's a rear blind to protect you from the sun. If I had to explain this car in a phrase, it has to be simple yet significant. It has luxury oozing out of every nook and corner. Everything is very plush. I really love how they have done everything on this car. Similar door treatment that we had in the back as well. Soft plastics, piano black finish, ambient lighting, soft plastics, and then a very luxurious, very plush leather on the door pad. This is again hard plastics, yet good quality. You also get Skoda projection while you open the two front doors. That's the Canton 9 speaker system, which is 610 watts. Now these are the buttons that you get on the driver's side. That's for the ORVM adjustability. That's the tweeter that you see. Oh, are there two tweeters? My God, I don't know. These are the obviously the driver seat adjustability functions. You get three memory seat adjust functions as well. That's to adjust the position. That's to adjust the recline, and that's for the lumbar support. That's basic given the price of this car and given the quality of this car. It only comes in a DSG automatic. That lever that you see in the black plastic is to open the bonnet. That's a good cubby holder which has a soft treatment yet again, just like the bottle holders. Very typical Skoda control unit for the headlights. That's the ambient lighting that you see. Chrome garnishes across the AC vents. Very sturdy plastic. Piano black running from end to end of the dashboard. Genuinely impressed. Let's get into the driver's seat. I feel like I have earned lakhs and crores of rupees to afford this car. I hope I do, but at this point, I hope that you who are watching this video are looking at this video and then you're heading into a showroom to buy one. So I really wish you good luck because it is a genuinely good buy given that you have loads of money. Now the Skoda steering feels pretty much the same across the cars like Slavia or Kushaq. You get this chrome running across the two spokes. There is no third spoke. It is obviously leather finished. You get the audio controls and the infotainment control on the left side. Very soft plastics, very premium plastics for the horn, and the right obviously has the cruise control. Now this the instrument cluster looks very sharp. the display is really nice. What adds to this theatrical feel are those lines in this space from that where the instrument cluster is stored. If you can look at those lines, but yeah, I'll focus on the display and what all you get in the instrument cluster. You get different modes as to how you can see, just like I have scrolled through while talking in this video. There is obviously a film because it's a new car, but don't be mistaken. This is a really nice display for an instrument cluster. You get manual control for the tilt and the telescopic as well. It's just that it looks the same as the Slavia and the Kushak. That's a tad bit disappointing though, given that Superb is really expensive and you would have wanted a better looking steering at least. But yeah, that's for the this is the dashboard. Everything flows, everything is simple, nothing is over designed. It's just there for the right reasons and at the right place. This is soft plastics. This really feels plush. That's a huge speaker that you get, the ninth speaker, just like I was mentioning. The chrome runs from every AC vent across the AC vents. This is the button to open the dashboard. Look how softly it opens. I'm just impressed by the softness of everything. If the interiors look and feel can be compared to an operating system, it has to be the iOS because of its smoothness and the softness of everything. Weird analogy, but yeah, you get it. Now these are the AC controls. As I mentioned, you get dual zone air conditioning, and the other buttons remain quite the same like you do in the different cars. Obviously, it's the automatic climate control. Has this sturdy beige plastics as the center console. You get a 12-volt socket, you get a type C socket, and you get a wireless charger, and it can be closed so as to prevent visual clutter on the dashboard and on the center console. You can obviously open it and close it very softly. Everything is very nice. It is piano black, has a chrome handle. The entire gear knob is finished in leather. The gear knob is leather. The bottom of it is leather. The other bits are chrome. It gets electric parking brake for the auto hold and the auto start stop function as well. The buttons on the left are for the park assist, for the power tailgate release. The buttons on the right are for the hill descent control, the traction control, and auto hold. All of that. Now, if you have to access the cup holders, you can open or close this curtain of sorts, blind, which is again of a really nice finish. You get center console armrest, which has a lot of space. It gets a USB socket, and it gets the cool function as well. It is really broad and it's really deep, so much so that you can actually keep an iPad in there. So it has a lot of space. Very nice. It is not sliding, it is fixed. As for the dashboard, it gets illumination, it gets the cool function, and it is closed. Earlier, I remember the Superbs used to get a DVD player and a CD player inside the dashboard so as to prevent visual clutter. But now, obviously, you don't need USB, so I think that's just a dummy box. The audio system is really nice. My mic and your speaker wouldn't do justice, so I would recommend you to actually visit the showroom to experience that. You get sun visors on both the sides and a lamp and a mirror on both the sides. The lamp is white in color. I like that they have done the same thing for the co-driver and the driver side, which is really rare. Now, these are the cabin lamps, LED, softly close, softly open. This is the button for the panoramic sunroof, and that's the button for the activating the door, cabin lamps or not, if the door is open, and the usual stuff, the basic stuff. Now for the sunroof, haha, we are all pranked by Skoda. It does not get a panoramic sunroof. The reason I said this is because everyone would be expecting a panoramic sunroof, right? But this doesn't get it. It's a single pane sunroof. It is broader. It is on the huge, bigger side in the leagues of single pane sunroof. But yes, it is not panoramic. The blind quality is nice, but it still does not make up for the fact that the sunroof is not panoramic. I really do not like it. But now let's come to the main part, the infotainment, the center of every dashboard, literally and figuratively. Now, good things first, it does get physical knobs. It is completely different from that of the Slavia and Kushak, so it is differentiated. Gets a really nice user interface, gets a lot of features. So those are good parts in just a gist. The bad parts are that the menu that you see is not that amazing to look at. The other thing is that the buttons are touch and they do not provide any feedback at all. They cannot be pressed. They do not provide any touch sensation. And only the beep sound that they make will be missed by you when you are playing any music. Coming to the good parts again, there are a host of features which you can control through the infotainment system through the vehicle settings. The mirrors, the wipers, the virtual cockpit instrument cluster, the wipers, how much spray you want, the parking and maneuvering for the auto park assist. Everything is nice. It has the proper Skoda animation there. Everything feels smooth. The knobs provide good feedback. The screen is 8 inch, which is not an issue. It is not too big, it is not too small, it's of the perfect size. Although, because of this glossy piano black and this glass kind of finish, it reflects quite a lot of things. So in light, it is problem to look at stuff if the brightness is low. I've actually increased the brightness to the highest limit. That is why it is visible. If I reduce the brightness, it will cause problems in visibility if you are driving the car in the day. So that's just a small issue. Now, this is the quality of the seat, just like the back seat. It is very nice. It gets extenders for your thigh support, has a good bolstering, very nice cushioning, very nice contouring, just like in the back seat. I'm a fan of the Skoda Superb's back seat because who isn't? You do not get active headrests. There are seatbelt adjusters, which I was expecting, and I do got it. So that's nice. The instrument cluster, it has that one dial setting which you also get in the Skoda Kushaq Octavia. If I stop the ignition, if I turn down the ignition of the car, it does a complete animation of Skoda coming and then showing you all the details of your drive, the mileage provided, the average, the fuel efficiency, everything. And it just drives on, it just completely dims, and that is it. It is so theatrical. Honestly, I because of how simple and sober this car is, you wouldn't expect so many theatrics in the instrument cluster, but it really is like that. So it's really nice. Now for some bonus features which I still haven't mentioned, you get 8 airbags, you get Skoda logo projection, which I think I mentioned earlier. You get boss button and boss adjustment so that you can adjust the co-driver side seat from the back as well. You get selectable drive modes, a driver fatigue warning system, and some drive modes as well. Also, for the driver side and the co-driver side, you get heated and ventilated seats. So that's really nice. And umbrellas in front doors. I actually forgot to show you that. All in all, it's a feature loaded car, which I think everyone knew, everyone knows, and they should know. It's really a complete package. And if you want to go for a sedan in a 30-40 like price bracket, there's nothing which comes close to Skoda Superb. Some would argue there's Toyota Camry, and then there's Skoda Octavia as well, which is relatively even lower price than the Skoda Superb. Honda is no more offering the Accord, and it has no plans to actually offer the Accord. And Hyundai's Sonata and the Elantras are practically non-existent. Skoda Superb wins by far. If I had personally a budget of 35 to 40 lakh rupees, I would definitely be considering this. Now I know the constraints and I know the major apprehensions which are related to this Skoda Superb. First, the apprehensions around Skoda being high maintenance, and then the parts are really expensive. Yes, all of them are true. I'm not going to lie. But looking at the target audience of this car, they're not really looking at the budget options, because if you actually want to go for a car which offers the features, you can get at half the price. Most of the features you can get at half the price by buying maybe the Skoda Slavia or the Hyundai or the Honda City, Hyundai Verna. And even if I talk about SUVs, the Safaris and the Cretas, the Seltoses of the world offer you most of the features. But this is to differentiate. Again, the same example which I used, the Apple, you can be very happy with an iPhone 13 or an iPhone 14. But some customers would want to splurge on an iPhone 14 Pro or an iPhone 13 Pro. That is what the consumer of the Skoda Superb is. They want to splurge on the feel. They want to splurge on the luxury. They want to feel differentiated. That's where the Skoda Superb stands out. It commands its road presence. It commands something which even the SUVs of that price bracket would not be able to offer, because where these SUVs offer the chunky and the humongous road presence, This just slides by, this just floats, this just elevates everything around you, right? It's not in your face, it's just there, just casually just breezing by you. That is where Skoda Superb excels. An experience of its own, practically a mini Audi like experience. It is the one to go for if you are a target customer and if you have your eyes set on an executive sedan. This one really should be on your consideration list in a price bracket of 35 to 40 lakh rupees. So that was my review of the Skoda Superb 2022 and possibly 2023. Happy New Year to everyone. Please like this video and comment what do you think about the Skoda Superb and my review in general. Do subscribe to the channel because we really want you to be a part of the community where we can discuss cars, any car at length, any fact about a car at length without any holds. No holds barred. So, thank you so much for watching Throttle Up. We'll be back shortly with another car review and another opportunity where I get to discuss about a car. Keep watching Throttle Up. Wish you all a very happy new year.